So they're actually pretty neat. I mean, those machines are amazing now. So it's actually pretty neat. But what I was saying before was, let's say you get to a job and your computer messed up, crashed, messed up, you forgot your computer, whatever. Don't freak out. Your machine comes with an SD card that's recording all of your strokes as you take them. So let's just say you go through, you take a job, you know what, they want that job, it was a deposition, more than, 99 times or 95 times out of 100, you're going to type up the deposition that you go and take. Or if it's in court, you have it stored, and say they want it from that day. And the attorney comes up and says, you know what, I need all of that testimony from today taken, read it in, let me know how many pages it is, and shoot me an estimate on how much it's going to cost. Okay, so what you do is you take your computer, and you should have an SD card driver in your computer.
Yeah, I have one right here.
And if you don't, then they sell these little external little things, and it has the different sizes for all of the different SD cards, which is what I use. For some reason, my computer's real shady about reading those SD files, so I had to buy an external one, and it reads it fantastic. And what I'll do, and I forgot to bring it today, but I'll bring one of my SD cards, and we'll kind of go through this lesson again on reading in a job. But what you do is, let me see if it'll do it, Alt-I. Okay. Put your SD card into your computer, okay? And you'll kind of hear it kind of do some stuff or whatever, may do it. So what you do is press Alt-I, and I want you to do that right now. See if it'll do it. Press Alt-I. And this box should come up, okay? Huh?
We'll just see if mine does.
You don't need it. You don't need it. You don't need it. So what you should have is this, okay? And then what you come to is New Source Location. Left click on that, and then it's going to ask you, where do you want to get this information? And right in here, it's going to have
SD Mirror A305E. Let's try it. Yep.
Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It shows my steno on
And it's going to have something lit up right here. It should be, this little arrow should be black, and that should be telling you we have something in the computer that it's reading. Is that where you want to come out of? Sometimes it's the E drive, sometimes it's the F drive, depending on where it is. But it should have a black little arrow like that up here telling you where that little card is reading. So you just click on that one. It won't let me click on it because nothing's there, but you click on it, press OK. It's going to bring you back here, and it's going to be blank again. Then you come to New Source Location again, click on it, and then instead of this thing, it's going to have dates in here. Okay?
And then it has the steno in the right hand.
Let me see that. Let me see that SD card. Let me see if
It goes all the way back to when I started, so there's some awful. I can already
exit out of whatever you do before you get out of before you pull that SD card. No, that's good.
I can see if I can just make it safe to.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, I'm going to try to read it in mine and see what it'll do.
I apologize for any.
No, don't worry. We're not worried about it.
Sorry.
Did you hear that sound right then? That just tells you that your computer just read something in. Okay? So you go to Alt-I. Okay. Sometimes Alt-I won't work for whatever reason. I don't know. Sometimes it's crazy on mine, especially like on the tutorial, it won't always do it. So you go to Read Notes or Alt-I, New Source Location, come all the way down here, and it says Mira 3, this. So you see that it's something different. For some reason it didn't highlight the little thing. Usually it'll highlight on mine. But you see that it's something different that you don't usually have. Okay? So I'm going to click on Mirror 3. Okay? Now it gives me the dates. And this is exactly what you want. So say the attorney calls and says, you know what, Dave? I want that job that you took on January the 8th of 2015. And we did it in the morning. It was the first thing that we took that morning. And I'm going to need that job. So you come down here, press that, press read.
That was unprinting.
Let's see if it'll.
Oh, no. Okay.
So now what it's going to tell you is you want to name that file. Okay? So what I do, because I'm in court every day, so it makes it a little bit different. But if you're doing depositions, then you can do it by, say you had Mr. McGillicuddy's deposition that day, and that was the only person you took on that day. So you know that it's McGillicuddy, so what you can do is name it McGillicuddy. Or, if you remember, and what I do is I do it by the day, because usually, like in the morning, we'll have anywhere from 8 to 12 to 15 cases in the morning, and then the afternoon, see she has 2 files right here. Mine would be the same, and it'll tell you what size it is. You know, mine are usually like 340K, or 195, 200K or whatever. And I have one in the morning, and then I make a separate file for the afternoon. So when they come in and ask me and they say, hey Dave, I need a certain case, and I ask them, well, what kind of case was it? And we have certain cases that we hear in the morning, and we have certain cases that we hear in the afternoon. So once he tells me what kind of case it is, I already know whether it was morning or afternoon. You know what we have in Chapter 262 on January the 20th, 2015. Okay, well I see that I have two files on January the 20th, so I know that it was in the morning. So I come down here, click on January the 20th, go read, and what I do is I put 1-20-15, and then that's what I name my file. Okay, you said, well, you have 2 files on that same day. Okay, well, say he wanted the afternoon file. Okay, I go in, pick the second file, read it. It asks me what I want to name it, so I want to name it 1-20-15-2. This little 2 at the end tells me that it was taken in the afternoon. That's how I do it. You can do it however you want. You can put afternoon, you can push that and do AFT for afternoon. You can put MRN for morning. I don't care, how you do it. You can name it McGillicuddy. If it was Mr. McGillicuddy's deposition that you took on that day, and that's how you do it. So you press that, you press read, put whatever you want to in there, press OK. It's going to bring you back here. Now it just read in that job. I'm not going to read in her job into my computer, but that's what it does. And then now the job is read in there. Okay? Very simple. Very simple. So I'm going to go through it one more time, a little bit faster, but I'm going to go through it one more time. What you do is you pull the SD card, put it into your computer. I'm not going to pull it. Put it into your computer, you're going to hear it. So then you push Alt-I. It still won't let me do it. I think because we're in the tutorial. If not, then you come up here to read notes, new source location, come down to mirror. Okay, now it gives you the dates. Pick the date that you want, read it, name it, press OK, brings you back here. It just read it in. So now the job is read in, okay? I don't always do what you did on the SD card, so I don't want to mess it up. So if you want to come, I don't know what.
Go down to the little triangle.
Then click on it and see where it has this.
This?
Yes, the little
This?
USB. Click on that,
All right.
and then eject SD card.
Save to remove. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
So that's how you read in a job.
Mine's on like the bottom front. At least on mine. Here, it's under here.
Yeah.
So, if you look at, oh, that's
Okay. Now the job is read in. Now I want to translate the job. So now what it does is it's going to put the job with your main dictionary and start putting everything in English as your dictionary has built to the strokes that you have it. So now you push Alt-T. Whoa. It's not letting me do it.
Do you want me to try it outside of the lesson player?
No, it's okay. Usually Alt-T will bring you to translate. It should bring you to this window right here. I don't know why it was bringing me. I think it has something to do with the tutorial. But when you're in Eclipse, in the main page of Eclipse, then this is what it's going to bring you to. Translate notes. So what they do is they try to make everything comprehensive to what you're trying to do. So Alt-I is insert notes. So that's what the I is for. Alt-T is for translate notes. Okay? So that's what they're trying to do. So Alt-T brings you to this, translate notes. Okay? So what I want to do is pick the notes that I have. So you come in here and you find the 1/20/15 job that I've just read in. It's not there because I didn't read the job in, but just for pretend, we're going to pretend that that's the 1/20/15 job that I need to read. Okay? So you select the job, press open. Now it brings the job in there. So now it tells you, now you have those notes in there, the text notes are in there, it's ready to go. Now you need to select one of these. What do you want to do it in? Well, you know what? I know that he wants a job. He's already paid me for the job. So now I need to start working on that job. Okay? So I want to do a tran edit. And what that means is translate and edit. So while this job is translating, you can go in and start working on the job while it's translating. It's not going to go as fast. It's not going to read that job in as fast, but you're able to work in that job, you know, and depending on how fast your computer is, you know, it'll still do it. And I mean, it's going to be way ahead of where you're going to be. So you don't have to worry about that, but it's not going to be as fast. So you're able to do that. Say the guy calls you and says, you know what, Dave, I want an estimate on the job that we did this morning. Give me a cost estimate. I need to see if my client can afford it. Okay, now I want to do a quick tran. Because now I just want to translate it because I need it in there quick because I need to call this guy back so that he can call his client and see if he has the money to get the transcript. Or say it's a deposition, you know they want it, and it's like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and translate that job while I'm cooking dinner. This way, you know, once I come back, it's already tranned in, it's ready to go. Once I finish dinner, I'm ready to work. It's already translate. I'm going to know how many pages it is, blah, blah, blah. Do a quick tran, do OK. You do OK, and then it starts translating that job. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to translate that job, okay? But I'm just telling you what you need to go through. So you go through translate, Alt-T, notes, pick the notes you want, left click, highlight it, open it, pick which one you want, OK, and then it starts reading it, okay? Any questions about that?
sneeze, so that's why I'm making the face.
All right.
No,
Any questions about the stuff we just covered?
no, I'm okay.
Alt-I for insert, bless you. Alt-T for translate. What is it for zoom in?
Shift Control F7
Zoom out.
is Shift Control F8.
Control Shift F7 is zoom in. Control Shift F8 is zoom out. To print.
Alt O.
Alt-O. Alt-O is print. Alt-I is input. Insert. Alt-T is translate. Any questions about any of that stuff? We've covered a lot of stuff tonight, guys. And I want you to kind of mess with that stuff. If your computer has that stuff, then I want you to mess with that, a little bit. And you don't even have to do it. You can do it like I've been doing it. You can go into to Eclipse and just do it. It's not going to let me do it here, so I'm going to come into here. Alt-I. It's still doing it. Alt-I should bring you right here, and just kind of mess with that stuff. You don't have to have a card in there or whatever. Just kind of go into New Source and just kind of see the different things that it has in there. You can kind of mess around with, some of that stuff. I wouldn't mess with it too much, just because I don't know what it'll do if you select some of that stuff and start really messing with it. But, and you can even browse some stuff. So, I mean, if you have something you want to go into, different documents that you have, you can go into different documents. Or if you have something on your computer and it's not showing up, then you can go into that. If for some reason it's not showing up, you can always go to browse and it'll bring you to that. Go to my computer and then it'll show you, some of the different computer things that you have, like the mirror. Hers had the mirror over here, so it should have the mirror. So it's just a different way of doing it, okay? And mess around with that. And then, when you want to translate, do the Alt-T, brings you here. Come into the notes, just kind of open it. You can look around and stuff. It'll bring you to the same place. You can come to the computer on the side. You can come to my documents, desktop, all of these stuff, recent places. Just select something crazy that's there, press open, and it should put it in there. I don't know if it did. It'll just kind of put it in here. Don't press OK, because then it may start doing some stuff. So, but just kind of mess around with it. You can go in there and just kind of look around and, mess with it and stuff. So, any questions? No? Okay. That's going to be it for today, guys. I don't want to overwhelm you too much, so that's going to be it for today. If you have any questions, you can text me, email me, call me. And I gave my information last week. For those of you that weren't here, I'll kind of go ahead and give it to you on the thing. My number is 210-863-1588. My email address is dzarate, ZARATECSR @yahoo.com. dzarate@yahoo.com. Or you can text me at that number, the 210-863-1588. Okay? So if you have any questions, you can give me a call, text me, whatever. Okay? I hope you guys learned something tonight, and I guess we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I do have a question, but not for now.
Okay.
I was reading one of the core